Greetings everybody, Strategic Sage here with a brief video. I know it's kind of rare timing being around the holiday, but as of Christmas Eve, the 1.1 Creeper World 4 patch has dropped, so I wanted to get some information out there as soon as I could for people that might be playing over the weekend. So we're going to talk about urns first. Urns now move through Creeper. They won't try to path around it like your units typically do. So that'll help them move around a little bit quicker. AC bombers get a double speed if you earn them, but generally earning bombers isn't worth it, so I don't think that's going to be a huge deal. However, the others might be. We're looking at the refineries and the terps here. And if we look at these two refineries, they appear to be operating the same at first glance. The drones are moving out, they're synchronized, but look at the liftic coming out. One packet here, and at the same rate, 2 packets here. The earned refineries now get double efficiency, twice the liftic from each crystal. And for some maps, like the one that's been highly requested in the colonies, and that I'll be probably putting up this weekend, that can make a huge difference. A little bit of a teaser there. Now let's take a look at our terps and see what they do. So we are going to just pause this for a moment, and we're going to make a nice big square for each of these to work on. So we're going to put one up here by the earned terp, and one back here by the one that is not earned. And let's see how they do. Now you don't have to watch this for very long to realize that the earned terp is working much faster. And from what I understand, this was actually a bug. It was supposed to be working like this earlier, but they have now fixed it so that the earned terp does in fact get the speed boost. That can really help if you want to get that done right away. And of course there's numerous other small fixes, display issues, bugs, etc. that you would expect shortly after a release. People finding things that weren't caught before. And then look at the shields here. This is another thing that's happened. Moving on from the topic of urns, but we get this range circle, so you can see how far the shield's going to extend when you build it or when you move it. Then Microrifts are another thing to look at. They can now be built on platforms. That was not possible before, but now it is. Probably an edge case in when you might actually want to do that, but it's still nice to have it in place. Autocam. So a lot of people, at least some people, don't like the angle of the camera. So if you're one of those people, you can go to Autocam, and you might not want this angle, but let's say you want to just go straight down. And you can zoom in as much as you want, it won't change that angle. Or you can do it flat. Same thing. So you can just sort of set the angle that you like, and the game will keep it there. So that's pretty cool. Sprayers. Now when we put sprayers up, you may have used the AC collection field. Now if you have that on, it was creating a really tall column of AC, particularly if you had enough available, but it was making it so tall that it was actually in some cases overrunning the ability of the tile to hold it. There's an overflow value. It gets 2147 high, and then it'll turn some of it into creeper. And so the AC collection field was changed, so that's less likely to happen. The shields here, if there are eggs on top of shields, over shields, and they get popped, they will now have a little bit of yellow smoke that'll emit from them to indicate that's happened, and they won't deposit their entire load of creeper, only part of it. So that's a new thing. There are more mouse buttons that can be used in the key bindings now for people who like to do those and have really advanced mouses. And then there's also this sound mute button. There's one of these also on the main menu now, not just in missions, so you can change that in multiple places. And there's one more thing. If we're going to exit out of here now, and we want to head over to the colonies. And here's, like, the default view is just newest. Shows you the latest maps that have been put up, but you can do all these different filters. And before, it would go to newest every time you came in here, but now let's say you set it to random. And note which ones these are. Target by the tail, chaos, alphabet B, etc. Then the next time you go into the colonies, it will now remember that. And it will give you the same view that you left on last time. So that's another quality of life deal. And so that has been a Creeper World 4 patch 1.1. There's that sound mutant button that I was telling you about. And we will be coming back with more updates like these as they are warranted, as more patches come out. This is only the first. But until then, thanks for watching, everybody. More Creeper World 4 coming up soon.